What is going on, everybody? Anon here, and we've been working on this for months now. So it's time to roll it out. Did a video about a month ago. We were going through beta testing. We feel pretty good about beta and where we're at. So we're taking this live. So this is the Anon expected value calculator. So Anon EV, specifically for Magic the Gathering. I'm going to walk you through this. But what you should know is we're going to offer this along with we have our elite membership where we basically sell below market for all of our Magic, Pokemon, and other indie games we get in. But for Anon EV, this is great. I know there's competitors out there. You have Mox Alpha. You have a couple different Patreon folks that do this. It's $12.99 a month. No commitment. Come and go as you please. We have a free trial set up on this so you can come take a look at it. You know, the biggest feedback we've gotten so far, and we're always available. We have a Discord to support this. I'm in all day. The rest of our team's in all day. So, you know, a lot of active feedback is sometimes the prices look lower than what some of the other folks who have this are. And what I'll say as we go through this is a lot of time the market value lags what the real sales price if you want liquidity on the cards. And from my perspective, when I'm breaking commander decks, for example, I want to know how can I get rid of the bulk as quickly as possible, and what is the price on the single cards as I sell them today. And in which case, it's really TCG player low list, and then if you have direct, you have direct low, but market doesn't always tell the right picture because it does. There is a little bit of a lag in the calculation. So if the cards are going up, the expected value is going to show a little bit too conservative. If the cards are selling off, like what we've seen with Outlaws of Thunder Junction over the last couple months, the EV is going to measure extremely high. And then the other thing that we do with our booster boxes is, we break regular booster boxes, play boxes, set boxes for singles. So there are a couple sites out there where you can get pull rates. They're not explicitly disclosed by Wizards of the Coast, but we match up what we find when we run through our Roka, our Fizz batch, with what we're seeing. Because a lot of times there are case limits in the track printing that aren't always picked up by some of the other EV calculators. So we do use that, and we tend to ratchet things down. So sometimes we're a little bit lower than what some of the competitors are. But the way I look at things is I want to know exactly what the worst case scenario is. So if I'm going to buy a commander deck from myself, from any of the discount, your Stomping Grounds, your Fortune Fires, your Flipside Gaming, I want to know exactly what my liquidity is at that point in time. So that being said, and we'll get through this very quickly as I walk through. The other thing we're offering, just so you guys know, as part of this, I have access to all the Magic the Gathering distributors. This is our website. We run a coupon program. So everything here is effectively $1,000 more than what I'm selling it for. With commander decks in our EV subscription, again, $12.99 a month. Come and go, please. Whatever. Edge of Eternity's Aether Drift, they're reprinting. They're coming out in the next couple weeks. $127.49 per display. So that's 2 of each decks. That's about as cheap as you're going to get. I'll make a couple bucks off that, but quite honestly, I'm trying to build a little bit of a community here because, look, this is what a lot of us do for fun. And then we have Karlov and Lord of the Rings coming out in December. And then we have Foundation Starter, which is also coming out end of November, early December. What I didn't put in here, and, we can get to those. We have Foundation's play coming out. We have Bloomburrow play. And then we have set boxes for Lord of the Rings in Q1 of 2026. Ixalan set boxes and Wilds of Eldraine. And a lot of these are the final printing. Lord of the Rings, it's not confirmed it's the final printing, but wink, wink, nod, nod, it is the final printing. So let's get into it, and we'll walk through this real quick. And this is a video that we recorded just so you guys can kind of see the functionality. And I'm going to stop this as we go. So once you're in, and we'll talk through how you get in this in a bit. You have your dashboard, you have your EV calculator. You can go to the booster boxes, search on booster boxes. Now, this has all of your modern sets. So if you go back to something Bronze Age, Silver Age, it's not going to be in here because, quite honestly, Nobody's breaking those boxes for singles. The singles don't move well enough. There's not a whole lot of liquidity there. And quite honestly, the data just bogs down the system. You have your pre-con decks, your trending values, which is really nice because as we get into this, we basically sort on what is the best EV. It's basically expected value divided by purchase price. And we have a toggle here where you can toggle on low list, you can toggle on market. And then for pre-con decks, we also have TCG player direct low list. And then MTG arbitrage it's a little bit of a beta that we're testing out, and it's pulling buy lists from Card Kingdom. I think we're getting close with Star City Games as well, where we'll be able to pull buy list and reconcile it to lowest list near mint for TCG player, just to see if there's any arbitrage opportunity. Now, a lot of the older cards, the condition, you're going to get dinged on. So, yeah, again, it's beta. We haven't thrown those out yet, but I digress. So here, this is your main dashboard. So we have the booster boxes. Here's your Outlaws of Thunder Junction play, MH3 play, and then you have your World Shaper and your Counterintelligence for your Edge of Eternities. And here you have market price. This is just the price you can buy them at today on TCG Player, which is pretty much the best you're going to get in most cases. Sometimes eBay's a little bit better. Manipool has some deals every now and then. And then here we have the sealed price. So the sealed price of World Shaper at this point in time, and we update this 3 or 4 times a day with live data, $52.64. Then you have the single value. So market is your market value, TCG Player market, and low is the low list, excluding shipping. And then we sift everything down to 25 cents. So you can see your multipliers here, and you can do a really quick look as to where these are. And again, this is just what you have to pay in the open market. Plus, you're paying sales tax depending on where you live, based on the market or the low list. So let's go through this a little bit. And I kind of like the color scheme. Doesn't hurt your eyes when you're looking at numbers here. Let's see, where is? Yeah. So here we're going to click on Modern Horizons 3, I believe. Or let's see. I slowed the video down just so everybody could take a look at this. So here we have MH3. So once you drill down, you can see up here you have your price type. So this is your low list, and this is your TCG Player market. Here you have, this is the current market price. This is pulling every 5 minutes. And then here you have your expected value. So your pack expected value, your box expected value, your standard deviation, just basically, on average, what is your interval from the mean as you play your box? If you're a statistics head, you kind of get it. And then down here we have SIF floor analysis. So this is with your 25 cent, your 50 cent, your dollar SIF floor, and it gives you what the box EV is for each one of these. And then as we scroll down, so this is TCG Player low list, and you can see, let's scroll down. And here's where it gets cool. So we have 2 different sets here. So the first of which, we have the cards and the top contributing cards. So this is effectively, if you're breaking packs, these are the top cards you're looking for because they have the highest value per pack and per box. These are the ones that you want to pull out. Now, this doesn't necessarily foot to the expected value because there's some proprietary stuff that we do just to make sure the numbers don't get too crazy. And then below this, we'll have the actual card price themselves. I don't think we go down for that, but you can sort by mythic, rare, uncommon, common, and land. And here, see the nice little zoom in here. You can go from low to market. And you see with market, all of a sudden the price looks pretty significantly better. Because with low price, you're picking up all the sellers with a handful of sales, the non-professional sellers. And then with booster boxes, we don't currently show TCG Player low, but what we found is TCG Player low is effectively between low list and market for the most part. Now, before they migrated from Syracuse to Louisville, it was a little bit different, but as direct matures, we'll see what happens there. Now, here, just real quick, we click on pre-con deck. So this is kind of the sweet spot here. So, this is just your summary. It doesn't really mean anything. So over here, you can sort on all sets, all decks, best value, and then we will go. So DRC, which is Aether Drift. And then if we look on the two decks here, we have the current market price, 30 bucks, 50 bucks. And here we have, we're going back and forth and testing on some of the color coordination here. And this might be a little bit deceiving, but the market price on Living Energy right now is 58.70. The low list is 54.70. So 1.52x, which once you go into fees, and I know there's sites that try to break out fees, quite honestly, your fee structure is going to be unique to you. If you do any kind of serious selling, you're going to know what your blended average fee is, whether you're self-fulfilling, you're on direct, or quite honestly, you're selling in a store, or you're going to buy lists. So this is going to get really cool here. And then you can see the other here, 1.4. So blue is good, red is bad. So as we fast forward here, this is where it's cool. You have table, and then you can click on grid. So this is a little bit of a different view. So here you have the singles. I like this color pad a little bit better. So here's your ratio from market, your ratio here, 87 cards, 89 cards. Obviously, we're pulling out the lands. And, some of the redundant cards. So here's where it gets really, really cool. So we click on Living Energy. And here you have the main board, you have your commander, and here you have your singles value breakdown. So here's your market, here's your direct low. So as I mentioned, we don't have TCG direct low in play boxes set or booster boxes. Is it booster? Yeah, booster set and play. But we do have direct low here. And then here is your low list. So as we go through this is where it gets really, really cool as we scroll up. So we've pulled in the Card Kingdom buy list value. So this takes the total population of cards, it matches it up and reconciles with Card Kingdom to see if you want instant liquidity. You have $33.31 from something that you're paying $30.05. You can ship them directly to Card Kingdom and sell them. Presumably, they shouldn't ding you that much if you're pulling them directly out of the commander deck. I know, they're generally really, really good about their condition, but you do get dinged on occasion for, whatever reason where, they cut a couple of percentage points up. But this is really cool. So 41 of the 87 cards they're willing to buy. And, you can drill down into this and take a look at this. And this is certainly something that we want to continue to add. But your average buy price is 81 cents. And again, here you have the deck summary up here. So single value, this is at market price. You can actually export to CSV, view the whole thing on TCG Player. So there's a ton of functionality here, depending on how you're used to dealing with things. And I like it from the standpoint of, if I want instant liquidity, what is my absolute floor of what I can get? So, again, as we go back here, it's $33.31, and I still have 46 cards that I can figure out what to deal with. So we think it's really cool. We're going to end up adding some additional utility here shortly. We're going to add some stuff for Pokemon as well. Not really EV, because expected value is going to be negative almost 100% of the time with Pokemon. But I do want to add the pack destruction tracker in there, and a couple things really along the lines of where's the cheapest place to get packs by set. So, it's kind of a work in process, but we thought that, given the total market of the folks that are breaking packs, and the fact that, quite honestly, we're doing it, it's a tool that we use for our business, and we fine-tuned it based on what we think works, what we think doesn't work. So in addition, again, you get access to these. Now, these are pre-order prices. So I can effectively order for demand across my distributors. So I'm kind of opening it up to the subs here where, you can get a super cheap price. I get the product early, ship it to you guys. You can break it for singles, do whatever you want. But, I think it's pretty compelling. And then, how does it work? So ev.anontc.com. You have enter the vault. So you have to go to join our wallet. So everything is driven based on the swap website, and this basically integrates with Discord and it syncs up. So you have to join to get the 3-day trial. You'll get an email. It will ask you to confirm your Discord ID. That syncs you up in Discord. Once you have access to that, it will take you right to here, and your name will be read. And then you can go back into the EV tracker. And then all you have to do is sign in with Discord. Now, you do have to join the Discord server as well, which is fine. But once you sign in Discord, you have access to everything. And your page effectively looks like this. So you'll log in. Now, you won't have a dashboard. The dashboard you have to set up on your own. You can customize your dashboard with really anything you want to. So, again, this is something we've been working on for the last couple months. There's been a lot of rewriting that we've had to do with some of the links between the cards and the sets, and some of the pull rates and how things work. And it's been a lot of testing. So I think from a practical perspective, you get the data that you want, and you also have the business aspect behind it, where we're questioning the numbers as they're coming out. We're testing them because we're doing the same thing, and then we just continue to tweak it. And it's a lot cheaper than a lot of the competitors out there, and you can get product from us. So anyway, guys, hopefully this is interesting. If you have any questions, join the Discord. You can always PM me at Anon Admin, and have a great night. Looking forward to having fun with this. It's going to be awesome.